In my Emmy-winning film, The Uncomfortable Truth, I talk about the economic gap between whites and blacks. And for every dollar a white person has in wealth, 8 to 10 cents. In my Emmy-winning film, The Uncomfortable Truth, I talk about the economic gap between whites and blacks, and that for every dollar a white person has in wealth, a black person has 8 to 10 cents. And for a lot of people, that just really blows their mind. They don't think that can be true. Well, the Boston Globe just came out with an article that said that baby boomers will be making the largest transfer of wealth in human history, $84.4 trillion over the next 25 years. Well, I had to dig into those numbers, and on Barron's.com, this is what I found out. 91% of that $84.4 trillion is owned by white baby boomers. And yet white baby boomers only make up 74% of the baby boomer population. But diving deeper into the numbers, here's what you find. The average net worth of white baby boomers is $736,000. Now, average is not a great number to use. So if you look at the median, that number is $80,000. For black baby boomers, the average is $99,000. The median, $5,000. 16 times less than white baby boomers. Well, why? Well, in my film, I say that this has nothing to do with whites being smarter or blacks being lazier or any sort of off-base racial assumption one wants to make. What this is really about is hundreds of social and economic policies over hundreds of years. And they need to stop.
The Danish practice of having your baby sleep outside in their stroller is not only the cultural norm, but it's even recommended by our midwives and baby nurses. Fresh air is said to keep babies healthy and help them sleep better, and napping your baby in their stroller outside is done in all sorts of weather. Babies are dressed in lightweight wool and have a down duvet which regulate the baby's body temperature, keep them warm without overheating. It's common to leave your baby napping outside while you go shopping or sit in a cafe. Parents always keep a close eye or have a baby monitor in the stroller. Babies here don't get kidnapped because no one wants the responsibility of someone else's kid, especially when our healthcare system does everything they can to help everyone who wants a baby to have their own at little to no cost. Some people ask why I would have my baby sleep in her stroller outside while we're at home. It's for her to get the benefits of fresh air. It's her most familiar sleeping surface at this point. And I love that if my family and I ever want to go somewhere while she's napping, we're never stuck at home. Do babies sleep outside in your country, or does this sound crazy?
What people consistently underestimate today is how the nature of mass media has transformed society. 10 people control 90% of everything you see, read, and hear in this country. 10 people. And they want to tell you that Cuba has state-run media. 10 people. Who are those 10 people? Well, you can look them up. They're not hard to find. That, in and of itself, is problematic. When you consider that these 10 people all need permission from the U.S. government in order to have licenses, in order to buy other corporations, in order to do all the nefarious things they like to do. We live in a completely different era where information is more tightly controlled than it has ever been in the history of this country. When we're on the verge of the Iraq War, no, actually after the Iraq War started, some 400,000 people march in New York City, and they don't even get on the news. First thing to remember is that what drives this country is money and profit. Generally, most things that are going down today are going down because of money and profit. Absolutely. The wars, the peace, stocks, and every single TV show you watch. Believe me, what you see on television when you turn on CNN and you turn on MSNBC, that's entertainment. News is what people try to suppress. News is what they do not want you to know.
Lord, 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 nothing I did, nothing I tried, nothing I smoked, nothing I snorted, nothing I drank, no man I did, no one did me, nothing did me any good. Oh Lord, even that food I put in my mouth wouldn't help me, Lord.
Everybody dies, but not everybody lives.
Time to tap in now. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic. Time to tap in now. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. Your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer.
Everybody dies, but not everybody lives.
Time to tap in now.
My mind right, money right, yeah. Ready for war, nigga, we ready for y'all.
You are now. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
Let me see those hands in the air.
You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
I project myself outside of myself when I talk to myself when I'm speaking.
Man, we here for another daily energy reading, man, talking about this spiritual mumbo jumbo. Shout out to all of the baby mamas just now getting finished dropping their kids off at school. It's probably 12 o'clock where you at, so you probably just got finished letting the maintenance man go home for the day. I know you did. Shout out to all the maintenance men, all the custodians, all the superintendents. Shout out to y'all for keeping us in a space where this shit is together, where we don't know how to fix none of this shit. No way. We don't know how to fix it. We don't know how to fix it. Shout out to all the teachers babysitting our motherfucking kids for the day. Man, we here for another inciting, invigorating, life-changing episode. You know why? Because we talking about spirituality. In this world, it's a million different things that people can talk about. At a certain point, I feel like sometimes people get tired of talking about the soul. But man, I'm excited. The spiritual world is moving in my life today. One's in the chat. If you feel the spirit moving in your life, as we get the engagement going, get the likes flowing, things of that nature. But if you feel the spirit moving in your life, give me a ones in the chat. If you was in Detroit, Michigan last night, you heard that thunder. Ain't no way that could just be regular man-made thunder. You know what I'm saying? That is not man-made thunder. That is spiritual thunder. So, man, if it's not moving through your life, you in the right place, because this is what we're going to be talking about. With me personally, I have seen spiritual development change my life in ways that I never thought it could or would change. And so when I the fact that, you know, I could get on YouTube, go live, and discuss spiritual development in esoteric ways, get into the spiritual sciences. You know, I got some books, links in the descriptions, things like that. Like, I really want to get knee deep in the spiritual conversation in a space that maybe that ain't available to you. I know that if I wanted to right now get this conversation, I would have had to been the one to go live. So that goes to whatever you looking for. Maybe you could be the one that produce it, because the conversation that we're talking about is going to be centered in spiritual work. And maybe it's been said before, maybe you understand what spiritual work is, but also we also want to look at spiritual work being the solution to whatever problem, whatever ailment, whatever sickness, whatever disability you might find yourself in. And the reason that this conversation is coming up is because we're studying the transit chart calendar. And I had talked about this in my previous daily energy reading, but I felt like the sound wasn't what I wanted it to be at all. At a certain point, it got good, but not that I'm going to say the same things that I said in my previous video. I just wanted to reiterate and talk about this aspect again because it's a very strong, very powerful aspect. Not only does Venus create a grand trine in between Pluto and Uranus, but it does oppose Neptune. These planets are all communicating together. When you talk about Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus, you're talking about the spiritual dimension. In Kabbalah, it's called the Ein Sof Or. Now, when I say things that might go over heads, I enter into my Google-a-thon and it gives me the definition of what we're actually talking about. Because sometimes it could be, Kyrie, you just be saying words that nobody ever heard of. You on complete bullshit. And then I'll throw that goddamn reference on your ass, that resource on your ass, and then we'll have a whole different conversation. So when you talk about Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, you're talking about Ein Sof, and Ein Sof Or. Ein being the fabric of consciousness in its original state. So let's just imagine that every day you wake up with a blank canvas, and the things that you can do within a day are downright limitless. But the things that you actually do will seem limited based upon your habits and your beliefs. So the fabric of consciousness in its original state is not going to be the fabric of consciousness in your human state. After what I just said, one's in the chat if that makes sense. When you differentiate, and you can interchange Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, but if you wanted to be a matter of fact, Ein would be Uranus. Uranus being the fastest of the three. And then from there, you would go into Neptune being Ein Sof, the fabric of consciousness as it existed after the initial intensification of consciousness and the consequent self realization of I. But before initiation of emanation, once a monad existed in the fabric of consciousness, became differentiated. So when you look at a chart, every planet is in reference to you. First and foremost, you have a source consciousness that's one on one with God. Then you have a I am Shamika Jenkins consciousness that's your mama's daughter, or Franklin Thompson, which is your mama's daughter. And at that space is just a concept, right? The concept of something, the concept of you. But when you actually Like if you could get behind the eight ball just a little bit, just a smidge, and be like, all right, who am I? Let me create myself. That's gonna be much different than, oh, I don't think I would be good at that. I don't think I like that. I don't think, and knowing damn well you need it. Ein Sof Or, the fabric of consciousness as it exists during perpetual and eternal emanation, unfolding of physical creation, emanating consciousness. So imagine this, right? Imagine you have a group of ants, and one of those ants say, I'm a special ant. I need to do more than what these ants is doing. In reality, you being a human being, what is the greatest thing that this ant could possibly do? In reality, that ant is just an ant. So, human beingness is just human beingness. It's just an unfolding of life. The issue is in reference to Ein Sof, or there is no ego. However, there is an unfolding, there is an observation, there is life, there is existence, there is joy, there is understanding. There's just no ego. So when we go back to the chart and when we figure out like what is the catalyst to this particular concept, which I promise you that the truth of who you are in reference to the world around you is going to surprise you. Over these next 9 years, your resilience is going to surprise you. Your talent is going to surprise you. There's going to be so many things that you experience in reference to who you are based upon the spiritual nature of who you are. You'll be completely surprised. However, it's a I've been going through this thing, this initiation with these voodoo loas. Whenever I have any type of communication with spirits, I always recognize it, and I always, at first I'm like, I don't know about this, and then as I grow into it, and it starts to make a lot of sense. So it was like this thing where I would be meeting girls and I would feel like these girls have a sexual relationship with Baron Samdi. I could think about 10 girls off the hook, like just off the mental, where this conversation have came up, where they have a real relationship with Baron Samdi and or Samadhi, however you pronounce it. And I thought that me and him was in we was fighting energetically and spiritually. And I started reading about him in Judika Illis book last night, and it was just talking about how his number one offering is black coffee, and and it was times where I used to wear a top hat. Like I used to have like this graphic, I still do, where it's me in a cash shirt and I got on a top hat. Um, just a lot of different similarities. And I'm just like, damn, I'm projecting that energy. And the girls was attracted in some bearing, like they think I'm bearing, but I don't think that I'm bearing. But what I came to the conclusion yesterday is that what if I am a bearing? What if I am? Right? What if I am? And I'm saying all of that to say, what if you are? What if you are more than what you think you are? What if you are that thing that you hate? What if you are that thing that you are at war with? And this is the difference between spiritual work and regular work or just normal logic, because normal logic will have you go against the thing that you hate, go against the thing that you're afraid of, stand in your doubts, stand in your insecurities. It makes sense not to do nothing that you like. So simultaneously, I just been working on this workbook, like in my like I would be working out or just in my downtime, spare time, I would just be taking notes on the workbook because I want to start with the moon instead of the sun. And then I started to think like I guess it was spirit, but the concept was just like just two phrases. I feel like and I don't feel like might be the number one phrase that a person will say that will dictate what they actually do. I don't feel like going to that party. Well, you're not probably going to go to that party. Or if you do go, you go and be like, man, I knew I shouldn't have went. Or, man, I really feel like going to this party. It's two different understandings. So when we talk about spiritual work, if you don't feel like meditating, guess what? You're not going to meditate. If you don't feel like sitting with yourself, if you don't feel like journaling, you're not going to journal. So actually getting behind the eight ball with your moon sign is definitely going to be key. So I've just been going through all of these particular channels and transformations on a personal level that I started to investigate this Venus opposed Neptune transit. Venus opposite Neptune transit can cause problems with relationships and finances. Can cause problems with relationships and finances. And so the reason that I was like on my workbook, the reason why I was like, let me start doing videos and let me start being more proactive is because things have been different for me in my business, like very fast, very weirdly. And I'm not even scared. I'm just noted like when you in business, and this ain't my first rodeo by any long shot, it's ups and downs, right? It's ups and it's downs, and I'm cool with that. Even if I got a motherfucking, hop back on Craigslist and start selling out fellatio to old ladies for $59.99, I'm willing to do that. However, when I see a transit that will say Venus opposed Neptune can cause problems with relationships and finances, then instead of me focusing on the problem, one has to deal with the solution. So for me, the solution to relationships and finances have always been doing spiritual work. Even when you talk about Neptune, the planet of spiritual development, and when you look at Venus in the first decan of sidereal Virgo, this card is prudence or work or, getting fixated and focused on what you're going to do for your money. So Venus opposed Neptune in this energy of Pisces. The first deacon of Pisces is indolence. Indolence is translated to laziness. So, once again, when it comes to doing content, when it comes to writing books, when it comes to doing all of this stuff, I can say for sure I can do a better job in reference to my time management, acting like I want it instead of just, chilling, relaxing, taking it easy, shit like that. I have to recognize that within myself, or else I'm not even going to make no fucking money. So ultimately, these are the things that must be challenged and the things that must be aroused to create a solution in your life. Where are you lazy at? Where are you in a space where it's like, man, I know I should be doing videos. I know I should be editing them. I know I should be time stamping them, but I don't because what? I don't feel like it. I don't want to. And if you look at the chart a little closer, you can see that Venus, Neptune creates a square with the moon, a T square with the moon. So if you don't feel like it or you feel like it, these are things that should be questioned, challenged, and obliterated because at a certain point, what is the thing that you know at the deepest level that you should do? And once again, if you have no idea what you should do in this space and time, that is perfectly fine. Start to deal with spiritual work. And spiritual work is so much more fulfilling than actual work because it connects you to spirit and it helps you with the ideas to get the money that you need to move forward. The problem is that you can't work through the ideas because there's so much shit going on in your head. So many thoughts you're having, and it's the thoughts. It's the thoughts and the thoughts, but it's a combination of both. To whereas spiritual work, and there's so many things that go under the umbrella of spiritual work. But once again, the more that you meditate, the more you get centered within yourself. Like sometimes I reflect on one of my early lessons when I was doing readings, when I would be so hyper intuitive to just want to I'm a people pleaser and I want to help. Those are two negative qualities because when you a people pleaser and you want to help, you don't care about yourself. The last person to be cared about is yourself. And when it comes to the type of interactions that you truly want to have, that person is looking to see how well you take care of yourself. As a man, the best thing you could ever do is take care of yourself. But being a people pleaser and wanting to help, it sounds like a great idea. It sounds like a great business model, but you'll end up crashing out. My life changed when I didn't do readings every day. I had the same schedule every day for years. And and it's like so incomparable because when you talk about your psychic nature, when you talk about your psychic power, that shit is for you. That shit can help you. You can't be the person that is helping everybody and not helping yourself. You just can't be. When you begin to help yourself, that's it. It feels good. If you know you got a deep, like I know that I'm a sick person when it comes to pleasing people. I know that I'm fucking sick. So I don't gotta project that. I don't gotta put that out. I know that I'll do anything in my fucking power to please, to help, to assist. I'm trying to contact your fucking ancestors for you. I'm trying to wipe your ass for you. Am I wiping your ass too hard? You want me to, is this the perfect front to back or back to front? I don't know. Why do I gotta project that? That shit can stay right in the deep recesses of my sacral chakra and give it to a person that deserves it. Spiritual people do too much for people. Do too much for people. And it's your light. Is you are a beacon. Like when you put on for yourself and you climb whatever ladder you climbing, that's all I care about. I want to see you in your best light. And if there isn't a daily process of spiritual work, like spiritual work, it goes so deep, it goes so far, and it's like you want to help people, but you help them in your spiritual work. You help them by sending them light, by sending them positive energy. Y'all all know somebody, y'all have all heard somebody say, pray for me. Once in the chat, if you ever heard somebody say, I'ma pray for you, or can you pray for me? Have you ever heard that once in the chat? That's good for the algorithm. That lets people know that people's engaged with the video listening. And if you haven't liked the video, because maybe you didn't see the like button, scroll down. It'll take you like 4 seconds to like the video. I really do appreciate it. And it's 23 people in the chat so far, so therefore that should be 23 ones of somebody saying, oh, unless you being incognito, you don't want people to know you listen to the Hood Mystic, or you one of my previous sneaky links or would be sneaky links, and you don't want me to know that you're watching the video still. It's all good. Keep it incognito. But when we deal with this spiritual thing, ain't no fucking secrets. Love is love. And it's like doing this spiritual work is so fucking crazy, because I'm like trying to do a ritual to square up with this nigga Baron. And this nigga Baron, like, nigga, how you gonna square up with yourself? I'm like, oh, this is deep. Oh, this is getting too deep. And it's like when you go through these transformational processes of psychological realizations, whatever block you was facing, whatever obstacle that seemed insurmountable, whatever trouble you was dealing with, when you start to see who you are on the internal level, at the deep spiritual level, not the fact that, I know what you did last summer type stuff, you was hanging out with them guys. We're not going to talk about that. That's okay. It's in the past. The deeper levels, and more than talking about it, I want to show y'all today. But spiritual work is real, and I'm living proof of this. I'm gonna show y'all because it came up as a comment. And whenever somebody leave a comment, I always feel like, especially like it be an old video, I be feeling like that spirit wanting me to either look at that video or something of that nature. So I'm gonna cue it up real quick. Let's cue it up. This is from
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Oh, hell no. They be hitting you with these ads, boy. They don't give a shit. All right. So this was an old video streamed 5 years ago. This is Mercury Explained, but it's just a timestamp. The timestamp is only a minute long. And I felt like this was powerful. Meditation. This is the purpose of intuning. This is the purpose of meditation. Don't really talk to me about meditation, because I've meditated for years for nothing. Meditated because I had to. So now I'm at a point where I still meditate, but I meditate and I'm really in that space of the void. But I realized that shit wasn't easy, and I can't tell you nothing about meditating except you got to do it every day, and you got to take it seriously, because you have to connect to the part of you that is beyond the conscious intellect. See, that's that shit. That should be powerful to me, because The scam is in for niggas. What the scam is in? All right, buy this, do this. 10 seconds. I promise you'll have it all figured out. Just get this reading. A motherfucker show up like a ascended master, and you just like let me just ride it. Let me just ride it for a little bit. Can I just ride it for 2 seconds and I'll be good? And it's like, stop riding and get into your meditational bag, get into your spiritual work, get into your ritual. Like I'm telling y'all, that video is 5 years ago. 8 years prior to that, I was meditating for no reason. I was meditating for nothing. I was like, it's so crazy to me because I knew that this is what I had to do. And it was like people be telling me about artists that came out in 2015 that was like major pop stars, and I just don't understand where I was during that time. Like I was in a void of creation in life. I wasn't keeping up with nothing. Nothing like the external world. What? I don't know. People really thought I was crazy, and they still think I'm crazy. When you do spiritual work, because it's so deep within you, and you have to break through every familial boundary and limit of we Johnsons, we don't do that. You a boy, you don't do that. You a girl, you don't do that. You black, you don't do that. You white, you don't do that. All of these different dogmas and rhetorics and mentalities that have nothing to do with inner peace. I can't even offer that shit. Like I can't offer 8 years of like nothing. That's almost like going to prison or some shit like that. I mean, I personally don't know how you do both. Like even to the point where I'm at now, as far as like meditation and spiritual work and stuff like that, yeah, I don't know how I could tell you what to do and you listen to what I do, but you still be detached. You still attached to shit. Like you attached to all different type of shit. And then it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get my meditation right. I'm gonna get my inner peace together. But how do I deal with this situation with my husband? How do I deal with this situation with my sister? She keep invading my life, keep asking me for stuff. Hood. She want me to do this for her, take care of her kids, do all of this stuff for her. I wasn't with that man when she got pregnant, but now I'm got to take care of her responsibilities. But now I got to find inner peace. You're not going to find both. You're not going to solve your sister problems and solve your problems. You're not going to solve your husband's problems. You're not going to solve your what? Like these. This is the shit right here. This is the creme de la creme of spiritual shit because what you're trying to do is help people solve people's problems, prioritize your shit, solve your past, heal your shit, and it's not, and that's gonna be the break. Cause like relationships and finances, everybody got a fucking breaking point. One's in the chat if you got a breaking point. And regardless of anything, spiritual people, you better have a motherfucking breaking point. You better know what that breaking point is. Because you're going to get your ass taken advantage of every single relationship. It's going to be, you such an amazing guy. I can't believe how great of a guy you are. Hey, babe, what you want to eat? You in your pocket every day. Yanka, 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 yanka. Every day you just raka, raka, You're such a great guy. Thank you, babe. Go through a global recession on that ass. Business slow up. You can't hate her. You ain't have no boundaries. You ain't have no breaking point. You ain't have no nothing. You just a great motherfucking guy. A great guy. You one of them ones. You one of them ones. You Raka, you sweet. You trying to heal my ancestral trauma. Oh, I love you, nigga. Here you go. You like a dog getting treats. I love you. Listen, when you spiritual work is personal work and it feel good and it sound good to do it with people, but if you don't detach from the things that you love, let's be clear. Cause I had to just get rid of this toxic nigga. I had to get rid of this toxicity. No, it's the people and the things that you love that's rubbing you on the back. Them nice back rubs. You ever got a nice back rub? When you at the goddamn movie theater and you paying for the goddamn what you wanted again? You want a pizza, popcorn, chips. Yes, sir. That'll be $158.29. She like rubbing your back. She don't make no facial expressions when the total come up. You like, ugh. Ugh. You say, what? Hold on, pizza, popcorn, 158. You sure about that? Yeah. The popcorn is $89. Mm-hmm. She just rubbing your back the whole time. You're such a great man. So fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? Them back rubs have you feeling like you can take over the whole entire world. Right? But anyways, if we really want to get into this spiritual work, I would say we have to begin to start looking at things from a different perspective. And I put out a book, the link is in the description, called Spiritual Being Having a Human Experience. Part of why I'm talking about this book, and this is actually the first page of the book, is that just the same thing as I'm saying now, it just reiterated in literary form. And just I'm gonna just read this paragraph and just go into what I'm talking about from another book, but this is just going to set us up. We often turn to knowledge gained through education and life experiences in our quest for spiritual understanding. So, whatever you read, whatever books you read about things, like everybody know about this because they read such and such book. They read such and such book. They talk about this. They talk about that. That's knowledge gained through education, life experiences. Oh, I've been through this, I've been through that. And this is what we try to formulate our spiritual understanding under the umbrella of. But when we talk about it and we relate it back to the astrologicals, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, we're in a time over the next 9 years that your education and life experiences are not enough. You're going to deal with demonic influences. You're going to deal with angelic influences. Hell, you either going to be an angel or a demon, whether what you conjuring and how you feel about these types of things. It ain't just going to be people out in the world. It's going to be your ass. Like giving your kids hell, cussing everybody out. And you don't even really know why. You have to do the spiritual work. But another form of knowledge delves us into the mysteries of who you are. Gnosis. On the spiritual journey, you must uncover who you are at a spiritual level. It's certain things about myself that I reject and I don't like. And it's the things that I don't like about myself is what I need to actually do, and whether I'm not going to, like, I will feel myself not doing it, and I won't like myself for that. And then I'll see somebody that is holding that mantle or in that energy, and I'm like, damn, fuck that nigga. Why is it fuck him? Why you mad at him? Because that's what I should be doing, but I didn't do it. So I can't hold the energy towards myself. I gotta hate on the next man. You're going to see that so much. And in this world, it's about 9 billion different worlds taking place at once. So what is the world that you create in at a spiritual level? So this is taken from Zachary Lansdowne, The Chakras and Esoteric Healing. The link is in the description for the book, and it's also on Everend or Scribd, however you want to look at it. When you talk about spiritual work or the lack of spiritual work, everything that a human being is existed on a physical plane. That's why you ever see ones in the chat, if you ever seen a celebrity post on Instagram like they in high school showing off a matching outfit. One's in the chat. If celebrities act like they in high school and they posting they acting like they in the first day of class every fucking day. Like their whole life was to just let you know that they stay in that they got that shit on. One's in the chat. Fit checks. Yeah. Ain't it this shit in New York where, oh, what you got on? Oh, I got on the Louis Vuitton. Oh, okay. I got on the Louis, I got on the Celine. Oh, okay. Like grown ass people. Grown ass multi-millionaire people. They not telling you about fucking compound interest. They not telling you about what to invest in and have your money grow. They like, ooh, I got on a new Burberry jacket. Right? I don't care if it's Denzel Washington. Ain't nobody like it. Just feel like they all is just high school students, the most popular high school students and shit, and everybody else is fucking like lames and dweebs and shit. Well, all of this just represents the physical plane. That's what all it do. It keep you trapped in the physical plane. But you also have to notice how the emotional body and the mental body is inconsequential to your understanding of spiritual development. It's completely inconsequential. How you feel and what you think do not matter. You so that might sound crazy, but what's more important to a person if we had three people? One person sat and thought about shit all day. The other person just sat and was crying all day, just I can't believe it, just crying. And then one person was just working out, lifting weights, jogging, doing sit-ups. Which person would you hire for your job? The reflective motherfucker, one. The nigga that's crying, two. Or the person that all he does is engage in the physical plane and strengthen his etheric body and gets rid of fat off his physical body. Like he just into the physical. He ain't smart. He don't got that much emotion, but he's strong. Which person you hiring for your job? One, two, or three? It's a little lag. Little lag. What you think and what you feel are basic barriers and boundaries to what? What are they basic boundaries to? What you think and what you feel are basic boundaries to the spiritual mind that doesn't waste. The spiritual mind does not waste time thinking or feeling. Under any circumstances, under any pretense, it does not connect. There is no, if you look at these triangles that represent the physical, emotional, and mental do not connect to the higher essences of life. And this is, in this gap is the reason that Kyrie is such a weird retard for talking about spiritual shit. He needs to just fixate and focus on getting him a bag so he can do a fit check and some matching dunks to his outfit, throw on some chains, you know what I'm saying? So all the girls can be like, ooh, you sexy, Big Daddy. And that'll just be that. You stupid for wanting to wear the same clothes and meditate and get rid of all of the glamour, all of the negative energy, get rid of all of the bullshit, and just simply understand who I am at a spiritual level. But see, what's the rub? What's the kicker to this? It's all the same nigga. Anybody, any human being, regardless of their circumstance, can elevate to the other levels of consciousness. They just need to understand the gap between the human mind and the spiritual mind. The spiritual mind can't give a fuck. If I can see the totality of a situation, why am I going to fixate on one detail? That one detail or 50 details, a million details, completely inconsequential. I can see the totality of it all. When you can see the totality of it all, it's not to say that you separate from your physical plane, because it's always going to be some shit in this body that you don't understand, that you don't get. I did not understand for years this Baron Samedi shit. I'm on. It's deep. I was talking to this girl in Memphis, Tennessee. We would be DMing, and I promise you, we had a deep love connection. And she used to just always tell me how she would be having sex with Baron Samedi. But she was talking to me about the shit. But I'm just Kyrie, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm jealous of Baron Samedi. I'm jealous. I'm like, man, she bad, light-skinned girl from Memphis. Just look like she just on a, you know, them things in New York. Them what you call those things? Those escapes on the back of the New York buildings. Look like her fine ass just beyond them, like them motherfucking flight escapes, them stair escape. I don't know what you call them. Just fine. And it seemed like I was on a streak where every girl had some relations with Baron Samedi on a spiritual level. Now, what I'm trying to say is, and this don't have to be fact, but I'm just laying out a schematic or a hypothetical. The part of me that's Baron Samedi, which is connected to the spiritual mind, is not connected to the part of me that's Kyrie Hassan Anthony, born August 23rd in Boston, Massachusetts. Kyrie Anthony and Baron Samedi, although they inhabit the same body from time to time, a lot of times Baron Samedi be up out of my body and up on them light-skinned hoes. Talk about I got a relationship with Baron. But they feel inconsequential to it because they like, well, Baron, you're not really real, though. You ain't like, I'm in love with a spirit. You think that this conversation is weird. It's a guy like, man, this nigga crazy. I bet you your girl getting piped out by a spirit while your ass is snoring. She like, all right, he sleep. All right, he sleep. This is real, but we not able to have these kind of conversations in real life. But you will see it. You will see the possession. You will see the possession. And I would go so deep as to say, if the relationship don't exist in the spiritual mind, spiritual love, spiritual will, guess where it exists at? In the lower levels. No wonder the relationship don't never work. No wonder it's baby daddy, baby mama culture. It's in India, is in people in so poor in India, it don't make sense. But they understand this concept. So regardless if they poor or rich, they will have more relationships. I'll put it like this. I guarantee it ain't no nigga that's ever gonna come onto this platform, ever get on these internet spaces and saying, oh yeah, I'll be blowing through all the Indian girls with bindies in the middle of their whole. Yeah, all my roster full of Indians. I got nothing but Indians on my roster, hood. If you got it like that, I'm gonna just crown you Lord King Shiva, right? You are a walking embodiment of Vishnu himself. But for the most part, we won't understand this level of relating to one another as black men and black women because we don't understand the spiritual nature of relationships. Because at the end of the day, it's always going to be pressure on you are a great man. I love you so much. Like, raka, 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 raka. Oh my God. Thank you so much, babe. How much can a girl say thank you? Y'all ever like what do the thank you do for y'all? Such gratitude. You such a good protector and provider. Raka, 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 raka. Ooh, I love the way you peel off them hundreds off that stack. So what relationships are in here in the lower levels is a matter of survival. It's a matter of sex. You know, be horny for real or emotional narcissism, mind games, just weird shit down here. Like, you know what it is. Like, all right, let's meditate. Like, y'all don't even got to meditate at all the time. But let's keep it a buck. Most of y'all ain't never even meditated with y'all girl for real. Y'all haven't even meditated. You be up in that thing, though. You be up in that thing, up in it. What you need to do is get up into that soul. Y'all need to like intertwine into the soul level. Like when I tell you that spiritual being having a human experience, like writing it and really just understanding it, it just changed my life. It changed my life in the spiritual mind activation. In this book, I can't even count the years. This is just lifetimes worth of work in this book to get to a point where I'm just starting to self-realize. Like I'm just starting to self-actualize. I'm just getting glimpses. And when you get the glimpses, you get to understand. I got the books. I'm like almost there. I don't even want to be like, yeah, I figured it out or no shit like that. I'm just giving you an example of some real life shit that connect to some spiritual shit. But in the spiritual dimension, you have to be at a level of confidence and a surety, and nothing is even there. There is no proof. Like I was looking up, I'm trying to find her ass. That's why I'm gonna show the video. I lost her. So last night I'm looking on YouTube and I'm trying to find videos about Baron Samedi. So I searched Baron Samedi. Tell me why the first video that I see is the girl that I used to be talking to in the DMs. So she like, if y'all know her, tell her that I'm looking for her, okay? Because this is a small spiritual community. We all know each other. It's one of them type of things. Tell her ass to DM me. I'm doing more self-realizing and self-actualizing. You feel me?
I found myself really attracted to Baron Samedi. Like, I love his skeletal figure, his stature. One night, I went in the backyard and some told me to just get naked. You know, they like purple and black. So I don't have any lingerie. Hell, who am I wearing lingerie for anyway? So, and I literally just said, hey, so Mama Brigitte and Baron Samedi, I want to see y'all. I just manifest y'all stuff in front of me. Literally did that. So, oh my God. So he manifested himself in a tree in front of me. I got immediately fucking horny and I was naked. And something told me to just go to the tree. I saw his skeletal face. I literally dropped to the ground on the dirt. And I mean, I felt his pink, like, I found myself really attracted to.
Birdie said she felt that thing. And if y'all know her, tell her the hood mystic looking for her. Okay. All love and wisdom. So, like, I was just showing y'all this. This is from this is a good book too. It's on Everend. The link is in the description if you want to get it off of Amazon. I think it's like $10. But The Chakras and Esoteric Healing by one of my favorite authors of all time, Zachary Lansdowne. And this is one of the diagrams that he have. When you activate in the chakras and you in the space of getting to know yourself, that is the solution. That is the solution, not staying down in this lower realm in the physical plane, trying to just in the muck, in the mud, trying to figure out how you're going to get out of it. And what people tend to do is try to feel their way through it or think their way through it. What they never do is understand the gap between the mental and the spiritual, and how the spiritual is not connected to the mental. Who I think I am is not who I actually am. That is the solution. That is the work. So bringing us back to Venus opposed Neptune, it goes to say you are more likely to fall victim to predators who seek to take advantage of your caring and accepting nature under this confusing and deceptive influence. People may see your niceness as a weakness, appearing more loving or generous than they are. So, all that means to me is that when you don't know who you are susceptible to predators. You are susceptible of people taking advantage of you because you don't know who you are. You're in that lower physical, emotional, mental plane of existence. And it's not easy to get to the spiritual level of existence, but you can start now. You can try now. And it's a gradual development, but it never stops. And it never stops helping you. Spiritual development has never not been a solution for me. Never has it not been a solution. Understanding my mind, my spiritual mind, it has never not helped me. The only thing that has fucked me up or has hindered me when I escape it, when I start getting lazy, when I don't understand how much work required it takes to get from one level to the next. So this brings me into a Bible verse. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 14 through 18. Do not set foot on the path of the wicked and walk in the way of the evildoers. It's millions, if not billions, of people who the majority of people are going to exist in the physical, emotional, and mental plane. And it's election season in this country. So it's never going to be, niggas is going to be feeling shit, thinking about shit, researching shit, doing documentaries, opinions, all physical plane shit. Because when it's all said and done, the collective unconscious isn't going to be like, oh, Trump won. What I said was that the spiritual mind is never connected to the conscious mind. Avoid it. Do not travel on it. Turn from it. Go on your way. Your way. What is your way? And it's so many different levels to you that you're not even fucking understanding because the physical world is so glamorous. It's called glamour. It's not real. It's all an illusion. For they cannot rest until they do evil. They cannot rest until they think, have an emotion, and just live in this circle. Evil in this context is representing the physical life. The physical life for spiritual people, they act like they gotta, well, you know, I'm human, hood. We all can't be just like you, hood. Yeah, I'm thinking about I'm thinking about getting some ramen noodles for dinner tonight. What are you talking about? Yeah, like you, hood. Nigga, I'm the most normalest nigga in the space. What the fuck? I might ask you for $20. I've been thinking about it, low key. See who I can get a quick 20 out of. For they cannot rest until they do evil. They are robbed of sleep till they make someone stumble. They eat bread of wickedness and they drink wine of violence. In the space of the physical world is all of this. At your grocery stores, is it? Do y'all know how much shit have been recalled? Do y'all know? Listeria outbreak linked to meats sliced at the delis. Steak recall sparks a warning in 7 states. Here's the 10 biggest food recalls halfway into 2024. Walmart great value apple juice recall in 25 states over arsenic levels. So, and you can get, and this is just Google News. This shit is an epidemic. This is from the FDA. So golden raisins, water-based tattoo pigments, ground cinnamon, butter snacks, chocolate fudge and nuts, like endurance pro energy boost capsules. Like niggas are just selling and giving you anything. Premium infant formula. Gotta send that back. That's no good for you. You don't say. Steam buns with egg and custard added. The fact that niggas would buy it anyways is just the craziest crazy to me. Fresh guacamole products. There's all types of shit. It's 1,017 entries of food that's being recalled. So when the Bible said they eat the bread of wickedness, it's at your grocery store. Drink the wine of violence. I don't even like to talk about that shit, but I got Twitter. The path of righteous is like the morning sun. So where was he? Where was we at? Because we was somewhere. I don't even remember. I don't even remember. But I was saying how let's imagine spirit to be like a morning sun and or like an empty canvas. Each day we have that opportunity and ability. Oh, when we were talking about the Ein Sof or so boom. Ein is the fabric of consciousness in its original state, and this fabric of consciousness in its original state exists within you. So when you talk about this, the path of righteous, they're not talking about a path that you walk to get to the store or to get to the village. The path is an inner path, and that path is the morning sun. The morning sun is that original state of consciousness that exists within you, shining ever brighter to the full light of day. But the way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. So when we go back into the dialogue in reference to the map that we were showing, the personality, which is the physical body, the emotional plane, and the mental plane, right? You're not even going to know why you keep getting your ass kicked. You're not even going to know why you want the thing that you want so bad, but afraid to become it. You at war with people, you mad at people, you angry at people. You don't even know why you stumbling over yourself. You don't even know why you keep getting hit over the head because you exist in this dimension. And you haven't took the time, energy, and resource to know who you are at this level. One's in the chat if that makes sense. The ones help with the algorithm and let people know that you engage and understand what's taking place in what we're discussing. One's in the chat if that makes sense. And so we give the final understanding of what I wanted to talk about today. And then just a quick little recap of everything we did talk about today. So this excerpt is being took from The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Riches Are Within Your Reach by Dr. Joseph Murphy. The link is in the description, and this book is on Scribd Everend as well. The excerpt that we're going to be talking about, however, is from page 74. As previously outlined, there are many different methods used to remove mental, emotional, and physical blocks. Now, these are two different authors in two different books, but as we say, true is true, right is right. Physical, emotional, mental, that is the wicked, evil world that we all live in, and nobody is not evil because they are a good person. But as long as they stay in this mental and emotional plane, they are going to be limited to who they are on the spiritual levels. As previously outlined, there are many different methods used to remove the mental, emotional, physical blocks which inhabit or stop the flow of healing, the life principle, animating all of us. When we are alive, God is moving through you. Spirit is moving through you. Your mental, emotional, and physical nature is blocking the flow. So when it comes to spiritual work, I'm too busy. I don't got time for it. I just started a new job. You know, I got kids. You know, I work 2 jobs. You know, I'm in school. You know, I got a new relationship. You know, I'm active in softball. You know, I'm a Mason. You know, I work for the government. You know, I'm addicted to porn. You know, I smoke weed. You know, I do heroin. You know, I don't care. If you're alive, the life principle is animating you. You are alive. Therefore, you must do spiritual work to close the gap between who you are at the physical and who you are at the spiritual. You have to. There is no amount of money. The healing principle resident in your subconscious mind can and will, if properly directed by you or some other persons, heal your mind and body of all disease. See, spiritual work is the healing. Spiritual work is the solution. Racking your brain, like really going crazy. It's been times where I've been mad about money that I spent. I get that money in the same instance that I'm mad I'm spending it. At a certain point, I stop getting mad. Or if I notice myself getting mad, I start doing the work immediately to start redirecting the energy. And that'll be another thing that I'll say before I get out of here. When you have a negative emotion or a feeling, don't try to change it. Just accept it for what it is. Just send it on its way. Push it out, because what you try to do when you try to change it is that you keep it in your aura. You keep it in your thought space, and now it becomes a thought form the way that you try to change it. And even if you do try to change it, and if it changes to a negative to a positive, the root of the thing is still negative. It's so much power in purity. It's so much power in letting go. It's so much power in not giving a fuck because you want a spinning ball rotating through the galaxy. It's so much power in understanding that don't nobody know why they here or what they supposed to be doing down this bitch. And if you start to do the inner work, at least you can know what you supposed to be doing. And it's so much power in realizing that once you know what you supposed to be doing, you don't give a fuck what the other people's supposed to be doing. This healing principle is operative in all men, regardless of creed, color, or race. Why? Because creed, color, race is connected to the physical, emotional, and mental planes. See, if you're a black person, you don't even enter into this area of life, into thought. Martin Luther King, he got gunned down at a motel parking lot. Malcolm X got killed while he was speaking to people. Did they do everything that they were supposed to do in this life? Or is that a boundary or a barrier to be self-identified with a particular race that when you get into the spiritual nature of who you actually are, is no color, there's no body, there's no gender, there's no nothing. It's a gas, it's a mist, it's a fog. So this type of stuff, man, gets me charged up, turned up, but even more so, it gets me, it's Wednesday, it's Mercury Day. It's a good day to do money rituals. One's in the chat. Because as they say, Venus opposed Neptune can cause problems with relationships and finances. This would be a good day to do some love work, some money work. I'm about to I'm still working with Baron Samdi. I'm about to do some more research, do some meditations. I'm figuring to do a full Baron Samdi ritual because I don't know. I'm just in that flow of understanding and understanding. I'm in the inner. I'm interested and intrigued by the energy, and that to me represents spiritual work. Going outside of myself when I speak to myself, so I can hear myself when I'm speaking. Okay. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all enjoyed the content. Before we get out of here, stay tuned on Wednesday. I got a sale dropping, so make sure if you want to tap in and tune in to our latest sales, you join the email list. You can get on at columbianexchange.com. Free to join, and you will get discounts every week. Every week. All right, we just put out a new article this morning called Blue Magic Strategy, where this is kind of like the last chapter. In the book, what you get is like edits, and you also gonna get a study guide in a journal space, which the article doesn't provide, but within itself, this is just like an overview of developing a blue magic strategy. And the root of the blue magic strategy is helping people, right? And of course, not to be counterintuitive, but you can't live in a fucking you can't live in a space where you just only care about yourself. But when it comes to getting uh customers, uh growing your business, people more is going to deal with a person that take care of himself versus a person that don't take care of themselves. So take care of yourself as a means to help people, right? If you really want to help people, if you truly, 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 truly want to help people, you will help yourself. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. It's the Hood Mystic with another video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe this video. On your way out, subscribe to the channel, share the video, like the video, things of that nature. Join the Discord. Please, 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 oh please. If you need the link, DM me on Instagram, wherever you can find me at. Email me, Kyrie@hoodmystic.com. Any questions, comments, or concerns, any topics you want me to investigate for content, please let me know, because this channel is not just for me, it's for all of us. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Make sure you do some spiritual work, prioritize your spiritual work, clear your mind, get rid of all of those mentalities, get rid of all of those emotions, just let it all go, because who you are as a spiritual being is disconnected from the fact that you just got a train ran on you last night.
You are traveling with the Hood Mystic. Time to tap in now. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic.